Dear Lutz Rettich, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for that you are real risk taker, that you take the risk to invite me for the second time for a financial summit here in Frankfurt. Congratulations for your 5th anniversary of the summit. Now you can call it a tradition after 5 times it took place, but it shows that the Frankfurt Finance Summit is more than an effort to discuss things. You all are here, and we are proud that you have found a way to Frankfurt this year again. I'm quite sure that the topic of this year's conference, how to foster growth in the new regulatory landscape, will be with us for some time yet. That's why it's all more important already at this stage to particularly engage to an exchange of ideas on the subject. The 3 panels of the Frankfurt Finance Summit will provide an excellent opportunity for this. And the 2 keynote speakers at this morning are excellent experts in order to focus both perspectives. From EU Commissioner Jonathan Hill on the perspective of the EU Commission, and from Ulrich Grillo from the side of the real economy. In the recent years, the regulatory framework for financial market has undergone major changes. The main objective of regulatory efforts at international, European, and national level has been the rebuilding of trust in the financial markets. Now we are tackling the challenge of fostering growth within the single European market based on these new circumstances. The European Commission has already presented its ideas. The proposed investment offensive for Europe calls for action on several fronts at the same time. This includes addressing both the supply and the demand side of our economy. There will be additional investment provided, which is to be mobilized into the real economy. At the same time, there are plans to improve the investment environment. The ambition is a simpler, better, and more particularly regulation at all levels. A further aim is to unlock new sources of funding. I welcome the Commission's efforts to stimulate investments across the EU in order to create more jobs and generate higher growth. This strengthens the competitive advantages of the European Union. Ladies and gentlemen, the investment plan's impact on the financial markets might be particular interest to you. In this respect, I agree with the Commission that the complexity of regulation and unnecessary regulatory burdens need to be reduced as soon as possible. Together with my colleagues from the federal states, I quite regularly call upon the Commission to undertake its announced review of financial market regulation as swiftly as possible. Please be assured that I will continue to make every effort. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, 4 weeks ago, Commissioner Hill presented a green paper on building a capital markets union in which he outlines his plans for a single market for capital. The objective is to diversify the financing of the real economy and thus to ultimately reduce the cost of financing for companies. The capital market unit, it means to complement bank lending and not to displace it, making the European economy less vulnerable to potential credit tightening. The short-term agenda for the capital market unit includes a review and simplification of the prospectus directive. Besides this, a framework for high-quality securitization will be developed to help facilitate the sale of such products. A further priority will be the availability and standardization of credit information on small and medium-sized companies. Medium to long term, the Commission has identified a need for action in numerous other areas. These include issues such as lowering the costs of setting up and making funds, providing additional private equity and venture capital, and the treatment of covered bonds. We need to engage in an intensive political discussion on capital markets unit. What is crucial to me, however, is what we assessed each measure in terms to be actual benefit to the real economy, and in particular to small and medium-sized enterprises. In addition, regulatory differences must not lead to advantage the particular forms of financing. This is what we need to keep especially in mind when diversifying of the financing. Our common goal must be to provide ideal framework conditions for the financing of the real economy. Consultation at European level has been already started, and you have the opportunity to contribute your expertise. The Frankfurt Finance Summit, however, also offers an excellent opportunity here and now to discuss the matter with a knowledge expert. Also, I would like to point out that the views and the considerations will be not end at the borders of the European Union today. Rather, in panel 3, you will look beyond the EU at economic growth worldwide. It is essential to keep an eye on the emerging markets and to continue to closely follow development there. Because in a globalized world, the effects on Europe are becoming increasingly apparent. With regards to the place of today's conference, I think it is a particular approach to focus in panel 2 on how insurers and banks can foster growth. Here at the Financial Center Frankfurt, with 217 banks and 100 insurance companies are headquartered, it is the home of the European Central Bank, the European Insurance and Occupation Pension Authority, and the European System Risk Board. On the research side, ideas in this area are coming from the Frankfurt School of Finance and Management and of the Goethe University, which the House of Finance and Sustainable Architecture for Finance in Europe Research Center. In this environment, I hope you will enjoy fruitful discussion and inspiring conversation. Thank you for inviting me for a second time. When you may wish it, I come for a third time. Thank you.